I'm here today with a model that I've shot with 9 times now. And actually, no, this is the 9th time that we've shot together. So I'm excited about shooting here in a little bit, but we're going to sit down for a little chat first and just kind of dive into a little bit about your experience, but also any tips that you have for folks. So why don't we start off with, who are you? Just tell us a little bit about you.
I'm Sydney. I've been modeling for almost 2 years.
For those of you that didn't watch the previous episode, you may not be aware that I had a little bit of audio and video issues. Unfortunately, for some reason, the video and audio did not record in my wide angle and primary camera with primary audio in the conversation I had with Sydney. But I was able to use what came out of my secondary camera with a backup microphone and backup audio. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Sydney. That doesn't include my face, but that maybe is not a bad thing. Talk about what kind of stuff you like shooting, and then so let's start off with just like what kind of do you like fashion? Do you like boudoir? Do you like swimsuit? Do you like casual? Do you like lifestyle stuff? Something else? What do you like doing most?
I would say I have two when I could pick between the two. I really like fashion shoots, but like high-end fashion. Mm-hmm. I don't have all the materials yet to fit my vision, but I've been getting there. I've been working on my like closet to get clothes for that stuff, doing my hair and makeup more, stuff like that. So fashion's really fun because you get to really put yourself together for that. But I really also like doing a boudoir shoot because it's all about body confidence. Like I don't know, being as small as I am, I do get a lot of comments from people that some of them are nice, but a lot of them are not nice. So somebody else wanting to take a picture of me like that and then me getting them back and also liking them too is the confidence is probably my favorite part about that. I wouldn't even say it.
So you mentioned it a couple of times now, but let's go into it a little bit. How tall are you?
I'm 5 foot.
And you look more like 4'10" sometimes.
Yeah.
But then in photos, when we photograph you, right, you look more like 5'4".
Yes, I look so much taller. Everybody says it.
Shoot at a low angle, shoot upward, it
right.
makes people look taller.
And then it makes me look like I'm like 5'8".
But again, I think sometimes when people think about modeling, they think there's a stereotype of what a model has to be.
Oh yeah, no, I thought the same.
And certain modeling, obviously, if you're working runway or you're doing some commercials and stuff, for some of the big brands or something like that, you might have to be a certain, there's kind of an industry standard and some of that stuff. Yeah. But especially from a hobbyist perspective or from working locally or working with small brands or something like that, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Mm-mm. Not for me, at least. I think my willingness to show up and work hard overpowers what they're looking for as a stereotypical model. Mm-hmm. People like my attitude a lot and they want to work with me again just because of that on its own, I believe. But like when I first started, I was being told by a lot of people, this is normally for like a really tall, skinny model with like really long arms and really long legs to be able to do a pose like that, and then I did it. So like it doesn't mean nothing. Yeah, I mean, not to sound cocky or anything, but I did it too. So when they said those things, not gonna lie, it hurt my feelings because I'm small, I'm short, but I can't help it, and I still did it. So yeah. And then for runway too, like I've been told that I can't do runway because I'm short. I will do it one day and I'll show them how to do it. So it's all. I mean, so I don't really think the stereotypical has anything to do with it.
Do you prefer like shooting in the studio setting or like we're at an Airbnb kind of setting or outdoors or doesn't matter to you? It
depends on the weather. Mm-hmm. If it's nice outside, I want to be outside. If it's cold, I want to be inside. So
all right, there with you.
Yeah, but I would prefer to shoot outdoors. I really like because you have more opportunities to go different places, more backdrops. You can walk different places. You're not just stuck in a couple different rooms. But then again, when you're shooting outside, you can't do boudoir wherever you want.
Right.
You have to, go to a secluded area, figure out somewhere to do it, or just don't do it at all, which kind of sucks. But I've done a couple outside.
What would you like to do in the future with modeling? Where do you see it going for you?
What do you mean? Do I continue as a job, or what kind of style?
Would you like to do more modeling outside of Pittsburgh region? Would you like to do any other particular styles or types of projects, or do you want it to become more of a? I mean, it's quite not fully a full-time gig for you, I
No.
don't think, right? But do you want to get it to that point?
Oh,
Or?
100%. I want it to be like to where I can make all of my income off modeling. I want to be able to pay my bills and, like support my family and have money left over. But I know it takes hard work to get there, and that's what I'm trying to do. I have been traveling a little bit recently, so like I do want to do that a lot more in the future. I do like staying around here, and I have a lot of photographers, a lot of them that I love to work with around here. But I want to go somewhere different. I want to travel. I want to go to meet new people, just live that lifestyle of, like luxury or whatever you would like to call it. Happiness, moving around, not just in one spot all the time. But I've been to Indiana so far, New York, Florida, Ohio, West Virginia. So it's a lot of fun. It's just when opportunities are given to me, I have to figure out if it's the right time or not.
Which I really appreciate. Even doing this interview, you kind of approached it the same way. Right before we started doing this interview, you were like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to do this.
That's cool.
This is kind of nerve-wracking." And never done this before, but then you were like, "But it's something new. I can try something new and experiment with it." And
I always want to
better.
try something new, even if I'm scared to do it. I still want to try it because, like I said, you never know if I will like it. Because, and I want to compare this to a music video, but you're being in front of a camera and it's also recording. It's not just like a still photo where they can't see like all of your like flaws or whatever. So like I feel like this is also good practice for stuff like that. So like you need to expand everything. I was also watching that show, and they're like, the one girl who runs the show, her name's Rita. She's the new girl on the show, whatever. But she does acting, modeling,
No Tyler
dancing.
anymore?
No, but she came back. She did it. But, yeah, I know, right? But like
I didn't know the
she
show was
does
still
all
on,
of
so
those
okay.
things. So I want to do that too. If she can do it, I can do it. And you want to know what? She did it just like how I did it. I wouldn't consider myself blown up, but I've gotten so many opportunities in such a short amount of time of modeling. She got her big mark short amount of time, but you want to know why? Because she tried a bunch of things and she put hard work into it. So that's what I want to do too.
Any tips you would give for those that are early in their journey for modeling?
Just like give it your all, honestly. Like even if you think that you don't want to do it, try it. If somebody else tells you that you shouldn't be doing it, don't listen to them, because when I first started, everybody was like, why do you want to model? It's just to get attention from other people, and you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for male attention. No, it's not about that. So don't listen to what they say and do it for you, because otherwise your photos are not going to turn out good. You're going to be sitting there thinking about what everybody else is saying the entire time. Even if it's your family. If you're really happy and doing what you're doing, then they should be happy for you too. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
they're not happy for you, then oh well. I mean, I'd get it if you're exploiting yourself to your family in a way that wouldn't be appropriate. But as long as you're following your dreams, do whatever you want. Because that's what I'm doing. I always told everybody I was going to do it, and they always told me no, because like even if you're in a relationship, my partner that I had did not want me to do it at all, because he didn't want other people looking at me. Well, this is what I'm doing for me, and if you can't accept that, then oh well, move on.
It's amazing over the years. I've been doing this for 15 years or so now, and photographed over 450 models or something like that. And it's amazing how many times I've seen the jealous boyfriend thing, or the insecure in a lot of ways, and it was like, I always jokingly say that guys always want to date a model until they actually
Until
date
they
a model.
get right.
And then they become like, all of a sudden they're like, they no longer,
No longer interested.
or they get all like, again, overly protective, or don't like the fact that they're a model anymore.
Right.
But you like the idea of the concept of dating a model from the front end.
Until you get there. I mean, like, honestly, like I said, it's not about nobody else. And no offense, it's not about you, and it's not about the person looking at the photo on the other side of Instagram. It's not about what my mom thinks, what my dad thinks, what my sister thinks. It's about what I think. So if my partner doesn't want me doing that, or if anybody else doesn't want me doing that, as long as you want to do it, keep doing it. Because everybody told me not to do it. I mean, I've lost so many friends because of it. They thought I was too busy doing this. I was giving it all my time and pushing them all to the side. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. And it makes me feel good. And before I started doing it, I was not at a good point in my life. So I kept doing it and didn't listen to what they said. And now I'm so much better. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about, we were going to go in depth with your past photography experience, so we're not going to go down there that rabbit hole tonight. But I do want to ask you though, because you have been on the other side of the camera for a little bit and occasionally, right? So, and I'm curious if being on the other side of the camera as a photographer, and I forget, what were you photographing? Was it families or kids or babies, or what were your seniors or?
I didn't really get too much into it, but I did a couple shoots, father-daughter, and I did just little girls and their pets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find that being on that side of the camera helped being a model in the sense of like understanding either the complexity of the, it's not just point the camera and hit a button.
Oh, 100%. It was so, working behind the camera and learning all the settings was so much harder than I thought it was going to be. Like literally, not that I thought you just turned the camera on and took the picture, but like I didn't think it was
That's all
gonna...
I do. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought so. But like, I thought it was going to be easier than it was. But I got the hang of it. It took some time. And then I went and I did this photo shoot for a little 8-year-old girl. And it was set up for me from another photographer. It was his neighbor. And she's always wanted her pictures taken. I was begging him to do it, but he knew I was into it and I wanted to do family photography and children's photography. So he set me up with it. I go in there and this little girl's posing like I did on like my first shoot. And I was shook. I was blown away. My job was so easy. I barely had to do anything. But editing was my favorite part, and sending them back to her, coming up with a name for like her little folder that I put all the pictures in. It was like Amelia's World, and I had like all these cute little borders in it and stuff like that. Pictures of her and her dogs, her brushing her hair in the mirror. It was so much fun. And when she got the pictures back, she felt the same way I did. So it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot telling her what to do too. She took my advice very, very well, and like it helped. I'm not one to just speak my mind or like tell you something. I don't know how to say it, but it helped me be able to open up a little bit more, tell her what to do instead of just being quiet and letting it go. My favorite shoot, well, I don't know if it would be my favorite shoot. I got my favorite picture back out of it. I looked like a Victoria's Secret model against like a pink and a light pink backdrop. My body looked amazing. I was toned. My hair looked good. Everything looked good. So I just really loved that shoot. It was a lot of fun. And I do like going to workshops a lot because I'm not very good at talking to people, like I said, or introducing myself or whatever. So going to workshops where people are already there, coming up to me and talking to me, that's probably my favorite part about modeling. Because like since I've been out of school, which has probably been about 4 or 5 years now, I haven't had as many friends as I do now between both models and photographers. Like, mostly all of you guys are a lot older than me, but I like that. Like, you guys are so much easier to connect with. You're so much more mature and I have a lot more fun. So that's my favorite part about modeling.
I think she just called me old.
No.
Just kidding.
No, you're just...
Mature.
I'm really young.